I'm Adam Brenneman, former 5-star recruit, 3-time All-American at Penn State and UMass, Power 5 coach, and now college football analyst for the new generation, teaching you guys football and giving you an inside look at college football that no one's seen before. On this video, let's get into what I call the lifeblood of the program, the equipment staff. You guys see the flashy jerseys, Oregon getting a new uniform every single game, the players wearing the gear, their lockers filled with clothes and shoes. How does all this happen? How do the players get dripped out? It's through the equipment staff.
Our guest, Adam Brenneman, has really seen it all in college football. 5-star recruit, 3-time All-American at Penn State and UMass, led the country in receiving at tight end, was at the Senior Bowl and NFL Combine before retiring due to a knee injury. He then was the youngest position coach in Power 5 football and one of the best recruiters in college football. And now he's in media and has quickly become one of the most prominent voices in the industry. He's got over 300,000 followers on social media. You can't miss this guy when you open your phone. He's a color analyst on TV and hosts numerous shows. Adam Brenneman, welcome to the show.
Before we get there, subscribe to this channel. All the support you guys give allow me to create this content, create content on social media, be seen by the masses, and give you guys an inside look that no one's seen before. And then once you subscribe, comment below. We're talking about uniforms. Which college football program you think has the best jerseys? We'll see who wins the poll. You can't talk about inside college football without starting with the equipment staff. It is the lifeblood of the program. Each college football program at the FBS Division I level has a staff of equipment managers dedicated to making sure that coaches and players have everything they could possibly need for practice, for game day, for just a regular day in the office. This staff oversees the field equipment for practice like footballs, boards for certain drills, cones, whatever coaches need, the players' gear, coaches' gear that they wear every single day for work, for recruiting, or at practice. The equipment staff all starts with the head equipment manager. This is the alpha dog of the equipment room. This is the person that communicates day to day with the head coach and the people scheduling everything within the football program to make sure the equipment staff has what they need for every single event. This includes schedules for practice, game day uniform combinations, travel arrangements, and everything else in between that an equipment staff would need to be prepared for. The head equipment manager will oversee and hire a staff of full-time assistants, graduate assistants, and undergraduate student managers to carry out a laundry list of tasks. Pun intended. They literally do the laundry. Starting as an undergraduate student manager is how a lot of people get their foot in the door of a football program. They may want to be head equipment managers someday, some become coaches, some become personnel staffers, but a lot of people that want to work in football start as undergraduate student managers. Each equipment staff has their own process within their building, but usually each position group of the football team will have 1 to 2 managers assigned to them. When I was the tight ends coach at Arizona State, I had a manager who reported to me that I talked to day in and day out. These managers will work with their coach to understand what equipment is needed for the day at their position. These managers are given the practice schedules each day and the day-to-day schedule for the entire program so they know what's coming up and they know what to prepare for. This practice schedule will be outlined minute by minute, probably even second by second. And the equipment staff and the managers know how to transition equipment from drill to drill, period to period in practice. They have to be on top of it at all times. The NCAA currently has rules, which may be changing soon, that allows only 10 assistant coaches and 4 graduate assistants to be coaching on the field during practice. Analysts, support staffers, who you guys might have heard me talking about on other videos, cannot be involved in coaching or running drills. But the good thing for student managers is they can be involved in running drills. So as long as these student managers aren't instructing players on the field, they're allowed to be involved by throwing a football, holding a bag or a shield for blocking drills. But the compliance staff will remind these student managers a ton, no coaching allowed. I mentioned the laundry aspect, but here's how it's really done. Laundry is done for all players and all staff daily. I'm telling you, when I was a tight ends coach and when I played, I did not do my own laundry ever. And this laundry process is down to a science in the equipment room. Players and coaches will turn their gear in on a loop. This is a loop with a clip on the end that you put all your clothing on, connect it so it can't come off, and this loop serves as your laundry for each day. The loop simply goes through one arm of shirts and pants and clips back together to keep all that person's items that are washed and able to be returned to them. The washers and dryers are massive in these equipment rooms. You don't even understand how big these things are. Industrial grade, enormous washers and dryers. College football equipment managers have responsibilities you wouldn't even think of. Many equipment staff managers will clean the players' cleats after each game, refreshing the look of the cleats while making sure the spikes are still good and intact. Putting the decals on everyone's helmet is one of the most intricate things I've seen the equipment staff do. They have this thing down pat. They make sure that decals are at the exact same spot on every single helmet, making sure everyone looks clean for game day. In this process, managers will precisely line stripes on the helmet and place the decal on, cutting out space for any clips, ventilation, or design elements of the helmets, because helmets change all the time. The biggest challenge nobody talks about is the travel. I mean, just imagine traveling with the equipment needed for a college football team. It's a nightmare. The staff is expected to pack up the trunks with everything needed for game day and in the hotel into a semi-truck and head on the road 5 or 6 times a year, and they can't forget anything. Packing the semi-trucks is like playing Tetris, trying to fit everything on there at one time. The athletic trainers and the video team also have trunks to fit on the truck, so everyone's fighting for spots. The equipment staff will pack the truck based on what they're gonna have to unpack first. This thing is a science. So if they must go to the hotel upon arrival, they'll pack everything else first and then the hotel stuff last. If they're going to the stadium first, they'll pack all the hotel's equipment first and then leave the stadium equipment and the players' game day equipment in the back. Stadium equipment will include things like uniforms, pads, coaches' game day attire, cleats, all the things that players and coaches need for game day. Taking the entire equipment room on the road is an unbelievable task. I'm not sure how it ever gets done. Now you know, equipment managers and the equipment staff in college football keep the engine going, and they don't get enough credit. Let me know in the comments below who was the best uniforms in college football. Subscribe, 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 and come back soon for more on my Inside College Football series.